How's it going, Reef Keepers? So this is the dosing setup that I've got for my daughter's new 25-gallon nano tank. It is the simplest dosing setup I've probably ever created, and I'm going to walk you through it in case you were interested in dosing Kalkwasser to a tank you've got currently, or a tank that you're going to build in the future. So let me go ahead and turn this thing on just so that you can see how it works, all right? So keep your eyes on the reactor chamber here. I switched it on. You can see, if you look closely, this cloud rising. And the water level is actually too high right now because the tank is not getting a whole lot of Kalkwasser at the moment. But what lit up right there is a small nano ATO. And if the water, if enough of this saturated Kalkwasser water had been dosed to the tank, basically the ATO would have refilled this reactor back up to the line where it needed to be. So let me walk you through how I created this thing. So the first thing I did was I bought a little 2-pack of Wi-Fi smart plugs. I did these TP-Link Casa smart ones. I like the app interface, and it's very controllable. You can control things down to the minute. So I definitely suggest getting like either a Bluetooth or a Wi-Fi little 2-pack, twin pack of plugs, controllable plugs. You can get any brand. These were like $12 for 2, which is a pretty good deal. So I have one of these connected to the that little mini ATO, this Chinese ATO that I got on AliExpress. I'll give you the brand and everything in a minute. And then I have the other one connected to this Kalkwasser stirrer right here. It's not a Kalkwasser stirrer, but it's a magnetic stirrer that I got on Amazon. So here are the various pieces that you need, right? So first, let's go over that ATO. It's an Auto Aqua ATO Lite, L-I-T-E. I got it on AliExpress for $45, and that's the cheapest I could find it. I think it's like $75 on Amazon. So it's worth getting on AliExpress and waiting for it, basically. Then I've got, for dosing pump, a Kamoer X1 Pro 2, I want to say it's called. They got all kinds of crazy names, but again, that was like a $40 or $45 special on AliExpress, and typically those are like, I think, $80 or $90 on Amazon. So again, savings to be had if you just wait a couple weeks and let it ship from China. Then I got an Aquamax DC-1 container, I guess you would call it, chamber maybe, from Bulk Reef Supply for $35. All right, I think it's regular like 38 or something. I got it on sale. But yeah, I mean, cheap. And then last, the magnetic stirrer, which you need a magnetic stirrer that has a 5-inch plate radius to fit this chamber on top of it. So I got the Lab Fish, like L-A-B and then Fish. That's the brand, Lab Fish, MS5 version, which is $39 on Amazon. Get that one because, one, it's rated for 3,000 milliliters of mixing. So that means I think that the magnet is stronger in it, and the magnetic pill is a little more robust. And also, the MS5 version is for 5 inches, so it's large enough to hold this container. Then I drilled a hole here to allow the ATO optical sensor cord to go through the side and connect on the interior. I drilled a small hole for the dosing line where the saturated solution gets pulled out. And then I drilled a slightly larger hole for the ATO refill line. So you're going to drill 3 holes in the lid. And the lid is very easily drillable. That thing's like soft plastic. Don't go too fast, because you would maybe crack it if you went too fast. But as long as you take it easy and just drill at a normal pace, you're going to be fine. So I have this set up and programmed with those 2 little, this little pair of Wi-Fi outlets to turn on both electronic elements in the chamber. So, well, this, first of all, your optical sensor for your ATO, and then the stir plate. I have both of those set to go for 1 minute and then switch off every 3 hours. So basically this stuff this thing is kicking on and mixing for 1 minute every 3 hours all day long, 24 hours a day. I have the Kamoer dosing pump, which can dose once every hour, kicking on once an hour, and dosing once an hour. I think right now like 20 milliliters. It's not much. I'm sorry, it's 20 milliliters throughout the course of the day. So I don't know what it is every hour. I just let it mathematically break that out on its own. But it's dosing about 20 milliliters a day for the small coral frags that are in this tank. And that, like, as you saw when I switched it on earlier, that's not even enough to warrant the ATO pumping any new water in, hardly at all. So it's probably just topping up a couple times a day. So essentially that is it. Like, that is, I mean, obviously the ATO line runs into my top off reservoir underneath the tank, and I just drilled a hole in the side of the cabinet and pulled that thing through, and the dosing line comes up and doses right over top of the main pump, so that the Kalkwasser solution hits a high flow area. And that's it. That is all the dosing that this tank requires. I've got a setup like this at the reef school that I take care of their tank. I have a video on that, just the simple dosing setup I've got there. I've got this same setup with not as much sophistication on the little anemone tank that has a couple of GSP corals in it behind me. And then I've got, of course, a much more elaborate setup, but still basically the same thing going on my main display tank. So this right here, that is the most like neat, tidy, encapsulated version of it. And it works a treat for me. And I figure I just keep making videos on it and suggesting it to people because it works so well, and you don't have to spend $500 to get a reputable Kalkwasser reactor online or from some company. So yeah, that's basically it. I didn't tally up the cost of it, but I know it's less than $400, $500, and that's really all I care about. I just can't stomach spending that much money on a purpose-built Kalkwasser reactor from some reefing company. So I think it's crazy pricing. But anyway, hope this video was helpful. And if you find the videos to be entertaining or at least interesting, then please like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.